Oh, hello everyone. I am live. Um, not sure. Yep, I'm sure I'm live and everything is looking good. This is quickly and completely unplanned live session. I thought I'll do. Hope everybody is doing good during these pandemic times. Let me just move the microphone a bit further. And yeah, been okay, I guess. Haven't been much in the studio lately, obviously because I don't have any clients coming into recording. And mixing and mastering jobs have been, eh, you know, under the circumstances, I guess that's all understandable. Well, if you have just joined in, say hi. This is just a quick live uh, session just to see how everything is doing. How is everyone doing? Nothing special as such. So just to say hi, and I hope you guys are enjoying the videos that I'm doing lately and covering all sorts of topics. Let me if you know if you are hearing it all correctly because I can't really tell from the screen because I cannot hear myself. But I think we should be all good. Yeah, just say hi if you've just joined in, and let me know if you can hear me clearly or not. Uh, According to my trusty Yamaha AG03 mixer, which is just sitting right there, as you can see, that's doing all the work. Yeah. So let me know how is it been going with you guys with the pandemic? Once you've all been stuck inside the house, um, if you've been creative or not, have you created any new songs? Personally, I haven't created any new songs because I'm still working. So I still have a job, thankfully, which is quite important, I guess. I've got to pay the bill somehow. So I haven't had much chance to come into the studio as well, as I mentioned. And, but I have been coming in and making the videos you might have seen. If there's any sort of topics you want me to cover, I guess this is a good time. Just type it in and let me know what topics you want me to cover. I might be able to answer you to see if I can cover them, make them to help you guys out. If you're struggling with any topic, if you've got a question you're not sure of, and you've been searching YouTube trying to find solution and you can't find an answer, just let me know. Yeah. So yeah. I hope things are doing okay. It says I've got 6 people here on the chat. I'm sure the chat is available, but I don't know. Is it? Oh, yeah. I can never tell with YouTube what's happening, what's not doing. See, when you actually record a video, you edit it, and parts that you need to do it again, you do it again, you edit it, and you just upload it. You know it's going to be up there. But with live, now it's nearly 4 minutes, and I can't tell if anybody can hear me or not because there's no freaking indication, is there? Well, that's how things are. I mean, one thing I can talk about, and I get this question all the time, because I guess a lot of people watching my videos see, all the gear in my studio and ask, "Oh, should I get this? Should I get a compressor? Should I get a, mic pre? Will make my music better?" And of course, a simple question is no, it won't. Um, it having good music, it's not much dependent on your gear. It's dependent on your experience and your capacity and your knowledge. So yeah, like if you have an audio interface which has, the standard 2 in, 2 out stereo audio interface, tiny, those tiny things like the Behringer ones or the Focusrite 2i2, and you want to connect an outboard compressor, first think whether you need an outboard compressor. You're better off spending time and money in creating music with the interface that you've got, because you can't do it with 2 in, 2 out. You need at least 4 out and 4 in and 4 out to be able to do it properly. And, learn how to record, arrange your music. Plugins are just as good for you to get the experience. And then once you're good enough, and this would normally take, at least 12 months of doing music in the box before you venture out into outboard gears. Um, so that's my advice for you guys, asking question all the time. Do you think this compressor will make my song better? Do you think this mic pre will make my songs better? Not really. Not if you got a crappy microphone, really cheap, $60 microphone. It's not going to cut it. Preamp's not going to do anything good for you. So make sure you invest at the right place. And the right place would be invest a good microphone. Spend a few $100s on a good microphone and simple interface, you know, Focusrite, Behringer, Presonus, and few others, nice, clean audio interfaces, and just learn that before you venture into mic pre. Because mic pre, though they improve, but you got to have a good quality before any improvement. Oh, we have someone online. Cy Knowles, how are you, my friend? How are you doing? I know England is very, very bad for the pandemic. I hope you're doing well. Let me read your comment. It says, hello, Vache. Hope you are well. You are coming through loud and clear in England. Any chance you could show again how to split stereo files to 2 mono in Studio One? Many thanks. Oh, Cy Knowles, I actually made a video not long ago, maybe 1 or 2 videos prior to today, yesterday's video. And I do show you how to split it in Studio One, in any of the versions of Studio One. It's very, very simple. Just watch that video. I think it's all about 3 or 4 minute video all up, and I actually go through and explain and show you how it's done. Yeah, it's very, very easy in Studio One. Actually say that I did not know this maybe about 12 months ago. And then I discovered through the documentation, believe it or not, how to actually do it. Because I made a video about how to split a stereo recorded or imported file into 2 mono files, like in an example of vocal on one side, guitar on the other side, and showed a long way. And then I discovered that there is a much, much easier way. So watch that video, and that should really help you. Sai. And he says, yeah, keeping safe. Thank you. I hope you and your family are well. Yes, here in Sydney, Australia, we're pretty lucky to a certain degree, and we're all good. There has been a lockdown, but from Friday, the 15th of May, 2020, so I better I'll make sure that I tell the date, some of the restrictions will be eased. So we are at the end of that curve that we were talking about. So in the last couple of days, there has not been any new virus infections. Obviously, that all depends on testing, and they are testing about 6,000 people a day in Sydney and regions. So I guess there hasn't been any new detections. So on the 15th of May, they're going to ease. So there's more places going to be opening up. Still limitations, still the social distancing. So hopefully that things will work out. Yeah, and I hope that also means that from Friday on, I should be able to have at least someone come in um, for recording session, and maybe one or two people, because they have a limit now of up to 5 people that can come into your house, 5 adults that can come into your house. So I guess that means that a vocal singer, that which is my usual client coming in, or singer songwriter playing the guitar and singing, or duos or trios coming in doing some recording, would be able to come in, because for the last pretty much February, March, April, yeah, the 3 months, I have not had anybody in here. So it's really really tough, because if you don't have someone in here, it really makes it hard to be creative. Um, because I work pretty much 10 hours to 12 hours a day, depending on which day, and then to come afterwards and try to be creative, it's very hard. But if you got someone coming in, I finish work at 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. I've got, or 7:30 p.m. I've got usually have someone booked in here for a few hours to do practice, vocal takes, and so on. So that really, I guess, helps me sort of be creative and things. But if there's no one here for me to come in here and try to make music of my own, it's very hard, because I get tired, from 6 and 7 a.m. starting work. So anyway, and we also have minimal effort on here. It says, hi Vache, thanks for your magic tutorials. They have been a great help, and I made a few tracks that I'm reasonably happy with. I'm now thinking of moving to another DAW. Any suggestions? Well, if you're already done really great with Magic Music Maker, then I guess the next step would be, if you want to go free, obviously, Cakewalk by BandLab is another great way to move on, um, because it's free. And I do have a lot of tutorials on Cakewalk by BandLab as well. And there are a few channels that I would recommend that do lots of Cakewalk tutorials, like Creative Source is another great one you can follow. Mike is really great. Very detailed tutorials on Cakewalk. So watch a few of those videos, learn the basic concepts of Cakewalk, and then you can jump in there. Download for free, and it supports everything: unlimited audio tracks, unlimited MIDI tracks. You can use any plugins. The built-in plugins that come with Cakewalk are fantastic by themselves. You don't need to spend a cent to create professional uh, sort of outcomes, because Cakewalk was Sonar, and the version that got released was the platinum version. So you're getting top-notch professional DAW. So try Cakewalk by BandLab. It can be more complicated than Magic Music Maker. There are not really any easy loop things in there if you're used to the samples of Music Maker. But you can always create your loops and song arrangement, the basic arrangement in Magic Music Maker, and then you can export the stems out and then import it to Cakewalk and take the next step of processing it. With automations and all of those things will be available in Cakewalk, which is not really available in Magic Music Maker. Although you might have to purchase the add-on feature in Music Maker to export the stems, and I think they're only about $9.95. I do have video about it, so watch that video about additional features. Read one of them, which will also allow VST plugin and stem export, and then you can, as I mentioned, import into Cakewalk, and you can finish off in Cakewalk. So I hope that helps. Um, Thoughts on new waveform 11, both free and paid. Unfortunately, I have not had much time to play around with waveform 11. I do have the waveform 11 free installed. I actually even purchased waveform 10. It's installed on my PC, but I have never used it. I mean, I got upgraded from waveform 8 then to 10, and I've just downloaded the free version, but I haven't had time to actually use waveform 11. But it's the workflow of waveform is quite different to what you are used to, especially even through Magic Music Maker. Um, you can certainly give it a try. See how the flow feels and how you like it. It's free, so why not? Continuing on, Sai Noel says, I am after a new MIDI keyboard controller. Any recommendations? Well, that's my M Audio Axiom Pro. I had that for quite a few years. Now I use this one here. Whether it's going to come up. I think I just pulled the wire out, pulled it too far out. This is the Behringer Motor 61 that I currently use now. But any MIDI controller will be able to do it. I mean, I guess the advantages of the Behringer Motor, even the 49, the smaller keyboard, is really great because you have motorized faders on it that you can actually use as, controllers, as a surface controller for your mixing or for anything else you want to control, which is really great. Or you can also use something like this. This is my Arturia analog lab. Small, cheap. It does the job, but obviously you don't have the full feel. It's mini keyboards. I usually have that sitting here in front of me, and it's quite useful if I want to quickly try something, and I can just bring it up and play maybe strings or piano, or trying some sounds, or maybe soundscapes or backing sounds. So it's really great for it to work. Or if I'm using with a VST instrument like acoustic audio samples, or keyboard, I mean guitar strumming, it's really great because they don't need any feel. You just press the button and then plays samples, guitar strums and things like that. So that's another one you can use, I guess. It all depends what's available in your area. Following on, the number is getting more and more. Brian Wellington says, hi, Vache, good to see you and healthy too. Thank you. Thanks for keeping your enthusiasm going in these strange times. Take care now. Thank you, Brian. Thanks for that. Minimal Effort says, Cakewalk, thank you. I'm happy to learn. I'll watch your tutorials on it first. Yep. You can't go wrong with Cakewalk as long as it's very complicated software, but just take your time, do the basics first, and you'll be all good. Oh, Choco Milk. Hello, how are you doing? A company calls Behringer is making a free DAW for every producer, and they ask people what to add, every option, like in many other DAWs. Your opinion? Yeah, I read about that, but there's I have not actually seen anything yet. Obviously, they're still collecting some user data to see what people want to do. Of course, it's going to be quite hard because you've got a few other free DAWs to compete with, like Cakewalk, like Waveform, and few others, and some even the lighter versions of Cubase, Pro Tools First, and so on. So, yeah, I don't know yet. I have not actually seen it, so I can't really comment. But as soon as something comes up, any information, I'll let you know, guys, about my opinion. whether it's easy to use or complicated. Sometimes easy is the way to go. We'll find out. Second, Tony. Hi, Tony. How are you? My friend who actually makes lots of music with Magic Music Maker says, hi, Vache. Steve Owen says, I recently upgraded my XTM Pro 61 for a Novation SL Mac 3. It's fantastic as a MIDI controller, but does not play at all well with Cakewalk. Oh, I'm not too familiar with it, but I know Novation, but not too familiar with that particular model. But I'm not sure what you mean by it doesn't play well with Cakewalk, because it's just MIDI information. Unless some of these functions and the knobs and sliders or things like that they might have um, uh, may not be compatible with Cakewalk yet. Maybe you have to manually set it. Chronicas. Oh, sorry, I'm not going to be able to say your name because I'm going to misspell it. It says, good videos. Can you do one for Zoom H1? Not sure which one is Zoom H1. I don't have a Zoom H1. I'm sorry. I have lots of gear, but not every gear. Tony says, I use my iPad as touchscreen to my Studio One for 4.6 Pro. Yes, I use it all the time as well. So this is my iPad. And this is what, well, come on, go away. There we go. And in here, I do have quite a few things that's available, including, the Studio One remote control. I mean, it's not on at the moment, but yes, this is very, very handy. So it's quite good with the remote. If I'm over there, or especially when I had an acoustic drum and I needed to record acoustic drum, it was really, really handy. But at the same time, I can walk around with it and adjust things. Not only Studio One, of course, you can control universal controller surface as well. Because I use the PreSonus 1824 as my audio interface, I can control it from here. I can adjust the levels and everything else through here without actually going into my computer and everything else. So it's really, really handy. And I think I should also mention that it's not only PreSonus that has remote control for their hardware as well as the software. The Magic Music Studio also has remote control. Like Samplitude Music Studio has remote control as well. You can actually control through here. I don't know if you can see that. That's that one there. Because I used to use Magic Samplitude Music Studio as well, and you could control remotely. So not many people know that. That it's really great. Yeah, it's good to know. Good to know. Anyway, I'm not going to be taking this live video for too long because it's getting really late here in Sydney, and time for me to retire. And I just thought I quickly do a live stream to say thank you for everyone who is watching my videos, liking my videos, commenting on them, and I hope that my answers on the comments for questions are sufficient, and I'll try to answer every comment as much as I can. So I'd like to thank everybody, especially my subscribers following, and hope everybody is doing well. And just stay safe as much as you can. I'm sure this pandemic is not going to be forever. And I hope none of you guys had any friends or relative, lost any friends or relative. If you did, my deepest condolences. So I hope no one had any. So yeah. Simon Larkin is here as well. Hello, my friend. Haven't seen many of your videos lately. Says, looks like I got here too late. Nice to see you, Vache. Thank you, Simon. Thank you. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm not going to drag it too long because I don't really have any topic at the moment to talk about. But talking about that, I should be able to. Where are my notes? The notes that some of the subjects that I'm going to be covering, videos that I'm going to be making very, very soon. I'm going to talk about the Cakewalks arranger that's just been added. I know Mike from Creative Source did a really, really great one that explains most of the basic things and what the arranger is. So watch that video. Fortunately, I don't know if I can put any links at the moment, but just Creative Source and search for, Cakewalk Arranger. So I'll be making one a little bit more detail and my point of view and how I would end up using the arranger, because the arranger is obviously available for quite a few versions now in Studio One, which is quite helpful. And now Cakewalk's got it as well, similar to what's in Cubase. So it's really good. And I'm going to be doing a test on Cakewalk's Pro Channel Drive and the tolerance. So watch out for that video if you want to understand what the drive option in the Pro Channel is and what that tolerance button does. So watch out for that one, and also some vocal processing. I know I've done few videos on how to process vocals to make them, especially dealing with compression. I'm also going to be talking about few other options to make your vocals really stand out, clear, and sort of tight and enhanced. So I'm going to be making a video on that. So that's 3 videos now already. I will be making video on the Harrison Mixbox version 6 that I've just upgraded. The last time I played around with Harrison Mixbox was in version 4. And recently I got an email from Harrison Mixbox to upgrade to version 6 at a very, very low price of $19.95 US. So I opted and upgraded to version 6. I've done a bit of looking, but obviously I need to learn a little bit more because it has changed quite a bit since version 4. So I'll be doing, once I learn all of the things, I'll be doing and giving my own review of the Harrison Mixbus, which is another really great DAW if you do live recording. It's got MIDI and everything in there, but it's really designed for live recording. And, they have their own true analog trademark thing in there in a digital world. How can you have analog in a digital world? But I guess it's just simulation of the analog world because they create one of the best analog mixing consoles. Anything else on my list that I need to talk about? Yeah, I've got a few other ones, but I won't be talking about them. I'm not going to mention them because they'll be going to be a surprise. So as I mentioned, there's quite a few topics that I'm going to be covering or videos very soon. And of course, topics also get added into my list as people comment and ask on my videos. So feel free to comment on my videos if there's any topic you want me to cover, and I'm gladly, to my ability, I'll cover them as well. Simon says, I have been up to my eyes in sessions, no time video just now. Well, that's good. That's good. I guess you're in Sweden, if I can recall. So the restrictions are much less there. There's less restrictions from the pandemic there. So I guess they must have kept you busy. That's really good to hear that you are busy. But unfortunately, I have not been busy here at all for the last 3 months. I had no clients in here, obviously because of the restrictions due to pandemic, and I could not risk anybody coming in here because this is a sealed room. So, and it's not a big one. So even one person, you don't know, you don't want to risk it, and I didn't want to get sick or anything or pass it on to someone else, even if it doesn't affect me. Well, that's it for today. I hope you guys had a great time. Okay. Finally, Masaman says no lockdown, but no gigs. So everyone wanted in the studio instead. Okay. Well, that's good for you, I guess. Well done. Well done, Simon. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much once again, and I'll hope to catch up with you next time. But I will be also doing another Q&A session from my YouTube video comments, like I've done before for this month. But this was just um, end of the day, late night live stream, just to say thank you. As always, thanks for watching and have a great time making music. Cheerio, guys. Thanks, everybody.